Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Rodney Dunnigan, joining you live from the Franklin County Common Pleas Court as the murder trial for Blendon Township police officer Connor Grubb gets underway. Tonight, we're starting with a very important question. How did the report of a shoplifting at a Kroger store lead us to this courthouse? Tonight, we're looking back at the timeline of events and the evidence that the jury will now have to weigh as they determine the officer's fate following the death of Takaya Young and her unborn child. On August 24th of 2023, Takaya Young is confronted in a Kroger parking lot after being accused of shoplifting alcohol. Seen on store surveillance video minutes before her confrontation with Blendon Township officer Connor Grubb. The jury in this case will examine whether Officer Grubb's response was reasonable under the circumstances. Video shows Officer Grubb order Young from the vehicle. He fires his weapon not long after when Young's vehicle moves forward. Grubb is bumped by the car before he fires the fatal shot. Both Young and her unborn child were killed. The jury must consider whether the officer's actions directly caused these deaths.
Officer Grubb, I'm glad you're okay.
Grubb was placed on administrative leave, and the investigation into the incident launched in full swing. In September of this year, Takaya Young's estate filed a federal lawsuit alleging inadequate training and supervision. The jury may consider departmental procedures when weighing the evidence. As this case moves forward, the jury will be hearing from both sides and reviewing all of the evidence as this officer's future hangs in the balance. Another very important part of this case was picking the members of this jury. Legal experts say the process is both an art and a science. Defense and prosecution teams carefully questioned those potential jury members before they were selected, trying to weed out bias and trying to find those who can weigh the evidence fairly.
I like to ask people questions that make them talk, which is the hardest part, is to get jury members to talk to you. I want them to explain to me why they would be a good juror. That's actually one of the last questions I always ask is, what would make you a good jury member for this case? Not for the defense, but for this case. And I want to hear how they say it, because they're going to go through the judge, the prosecutor, the defense attorney. We're all going to give examples of what we are looking for a fair and impartial jury, or the best juror.
Defense attorney Douglas Funkhauser tells us the overall goal is to find a fair-minded group, one capable of deciding the case based only on what's presented in court. Now, this case is one that has gained the attention of people across this community, many on both sides waiting years for this very day. Opening statements in this case getting underway today. Steve Levine was right there in the courtroom watching this all play out. Steve.
Rodney, an 8-woman, 4-men jury will be deciding the fate of Blendon Township police officer Connor Grubb. Grubb is accused of shooting and killing 21-year-old Takaya Young and her unborn child back in 2023. She was 6 months pregnant at the time. Police say Grubb and another officer had stopped Young in front of a grocery store after an employee claimed she had shoplifted. Security video shows she had taken alcohol. In opening statements, defense attorneys say Young refused Grubb's orders to get out of her car and then drove towards that second officer. That's when they say Grubb fired a shot into Young's car, killing her and her unborn child to prevent being run over.
He's going to take the stand and tell you that he was terrified of being sucked up under that car and pancaked onto the pavement.
The defendant, Connor Grubb, chose to fire his gun into Takaya Young, striking her in the chest and killing her and her unborn child.
The jury taken by bus late this afternoon to view exactly where the shooting happened. Now, testimony is expected to begin on Monday. And Rodney, the entire trial could take as long as 3 weeks.
All right, thank you, Steve. And of course, it was certainly a dramatic few hours in court today. Thanks for keeping us up to date. Also, of course, now that opening statements have wrapped for the day, we will move, of course, into witness testimony. It's shaping up to be a very emotional few weeks of testimony ahead. And of course, we will be here to walk you through every step of this process. Mike and Jessica, back to you.
Rodney, thank you. You can watch all of our previous coverage and get updates on our free ABC6 app. Just search WSYX ABC6 in your app store and enable those push notifications.
Thank you for watching the ABC6 News YouTube channel, bringing you breaking news, stories, sports, and original content throughout Central Ohio. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe as well so you don't miss out. ABC6 News is on your side.